And here, another week, another 3900X, which was packed in a very different way, but it's safe, so it's fine. And another CPU build. In this one, we're going to use the last unboxed cooler I have, this Thermaltake Assassin, and we're going to use the last white PC I have. I still have one more PC down here. Sorry, it's a mess in here. And then I have another B550, and I'm about to have a ton more free power supplies after I upgrade my farm to server cases. So I'll probably just keep buying 3900s if I can find them for a good deal. I found this one for $130 shipped. I was pretty proud of it. This case was this cooler was $20 on Amazon. I'll link it in the description. The price kind of fluctuates, so you got to watch for it. And then this is from that build that just keeps, or that lot that just keeps on giving. So without further adu, let's build a CPU mining rig. I just tried to get this off. This guy used a lot of plastic. I mean, you got to give credit to people who pack things well, because that means they really care. But it still takes forever to get stuff out. Hold on one second. All right, a Ryzen 9 3900X and the sticker. I can add to my sticker. I've got this thing that I use to paint models, and it's like my sticker board. So I have 2 here and a bunch here. So we're just going to keep adding to the bunch. I've got 5000 series over here and 7 and 5000 series here, I guess. So I'm just going to keep adding them over there. Quick inspection of the CPU shows no issues. I don't feel like opening it yet. So then I'm going to go ahead and open this case and just double check everything and just get it ready to go. So I was looking for another drive because I knew I had a third one of these little M.2s, and this is a 64 gig from my Steam Deck that I no longer needed, so I just reflashed it to take advantage of it. So we're going to use that, again, this cooler, this 3900, and we've got this B450 motherboard, and it looks like it has 32 gigs of 3200 RAM. That's CL16, so that's perfect. So, and it's got a I don't know if you can see it, but an EVGA 550. So we're going to go ahead. I think this is flash. I hope it's flash. It's going to really stink if it's not. I think I'm going to just go ahead and No, I think it's flashed. So we're going to flash. We're going to use this. We're just going to get everything installed. And then we're going to go ahead and see if I get it to work. The SSD, the 64 gig SSD installed underneath the motherboard. I'm not going to screw it in. Just going to leave it. We've got my Ryzen 9 3900X. It looks great. It feels weird when I inspect CPUs and they don't have any bent or broken pins, because I'm so used to just buying them that way. So now we're gonna move the motherboard back down, and we're gonna drop it in. Actually, before we drop it in, I'm gonna rewire this. It's kind of a little bit fugly. Well, I'm thinking about rewiring it. I just don't want to have to stick all of the, stick everything back in. Yeah, so yeah, before we actually put the CPU in, I'm going to rewire this case and make it a little better. So I'll be right back when that's done. I rewired these cables just to get them out of the way so I can put the cooler in. It's not screwed in yet, just in case it doesn't boot. I'm going to, just kind of install it and then get it to boot. So we're going to drop in the CPU. As always, you want to make sure you line up the triangle with the triangle, which I think is right here. Hold on. Kind of hard to see, but the triangle is right there. So we will generally the CPU, you can see the Ryzen, it just faces, like the Ryzen symbol logo just faces the edge of the motherboard. All right, it just dropped right in and no issues. So let's go ahead and get the cooler installed. This cooler is absolutely amazing. I just kind of dumped it out. It's the Assassin Spirit 120V Plus. I'll link this in Amazon. Basically, for 20 bucks, sometimes less. I think I paid 16 or 17 once for it. You get 2 fans, the cooler, and everything you possibly could need to mount it. And this is huge. I'm actually partially worried that this won't fit in that case, but let's look real quick. So, quick test fitting actually shows it does not fit in the case. I don't know if I care, to be honest with you, because I could just leave the top open. I definitely need to get a smaller cooler if I ever want to close the case, but I don't actually think I care. I wasn't sure if I'd have an issue. That's kind of why I grabbed that one Raspire off my buddy. And it turns out I do. And none of my other CPU mining coolers are small. I have a small-ish one that I got in another build, but it'll run too hot. And I don't really want this thing to run hot. So we're just actually not going to put the top part on. But anyway, I would totally recommend this cooler. I'll put a link down below. Hunt for it. It ranges in price, like I said, from like 17 to 25. Either way, I think it's a fantastic value. You can see it on my test bench as well if you look at my other videos. So let's go ahead and get this put together and installed. It's funny, I actually don't remember which ones go to which, but I'm going to assume, right? I'm not even going to look at the instructions. I'm going to assume that red is AMD and blue is Intel. Let's see if I'm right. All right, well, it worked. The red brackets worked. It's installed. And now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get the cooler. Basically, you just take the fans out, put the fans in here, and you kind of just like strap them over here like that. Like so. So I'll be right back. The one thing you want to do when you're installing... Oh, this is not installed properly, so... Remember, and this is sad because I have like 3 of these coolers, you have to put this on first before you attach the fans. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to use this thermal paste because, why not? It's just easier than going to get my Arctic. I'm going to put a little more on it. So, it's cool. Extra thermal paste is always a good thing to have. So we're going to put that on, and then essentially what you do is you just drop it in, and you have to line up the screws to the... You just have to line up the screws to the holes, and just screw it in like that. Now when you tighten it up, you wanna go this side, left to right, or right to left, and you want to go back and forth so you don't like bow it. You want to torque it a little bit on this side, then a little bit on this side, and then back and forth. So now that those are on, we'll put the fans in, and then we'll get them connected, and then we'll probably just fully reinstall this. Just putting in a few screws or not doesn't make a difference. All right, it's in. It's huge. I mean, it's definitely not going to fit the top, which I don't really care. I'm going to clean up these wires down here. And we're going to get it screwed in, and we're going to get the sides put back on and ready to go. Now, I do have to plug in a 1030 to get this thing to register, just so I can make sure all the settings are right in the BIOS and everything. So yeah, I'll be right back once this thing is ready to be put into the testing area. I'm taking a big gamble that this Hive flash is good because I'm going to be gutted if it's not. But this is the build. The roof case definitely doesn't fit now that everything's in place. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could theoretically, right? I could pop this plastic out if I really wanted to. Like, stink for resale value. I mean, I don't know if I would ever resell this case, but like, I guess maybe I should just store that because it doesn't make a difference to put it on with the windows off. I don't know. Anyway, I was just musing. So everything's set and something is moving in here. I'll go find out what that is. The thing that was moving was the SSD. Let's get this put back in and hope I didn't break it. I need to be really better with using PC parts. I should just like edit a bunch of videos saying do not do these things with your PC parts. Alright, well, we're going to unscrew the motherboard again, and we're going to get this popped back in, and hopefully it doesn't slide off. Something funny I didn't even remotely consider was that the graphics card can't fit when I wire the on-off switch over there, but, I mean, it's never going to use a graphics card, so I guess it doesn't really matter, and I can always just rewire it later, but it's just something funny that, like, it's weird when you're building cheap computers without, graphics cards, and it's also really weird when you don't care if they fit. This is basically just a free chassis that was just easy and convenient to build in. Alright, so I'm getting everything plugged in to into the test rig, and we're gonna come back when it posts. Alright, it's plugged in. The moment of truth. We're gonna turn it on, and let's see if I can boot it. I don't have an on-off switch, so we're gonna have to jump it. And we're just going to stab a screwdriver, because what could go wrong when stabbing a screwdriver at a bunch of metal parts? Nothing, right? It's not turning on. Let's try. Be right back. The reason it wasn't posting was this is the USB front header, not the power switch. Had nothing to do with that. I feel pretty silly right now. Wasted a lot of time doing that. Kind of figured it out And I was like, wait a minute. Anyway, are you gonna post? Okay, we've got a post. That's good. Let's go into the BIOS and see what it's set at. Alright, we're in the BIOS with the wrong mouse. That's what you get for having so many on a test area. So we're going to check the voltage. Where are you? We're gonna do XMP profile, and then we're gonna go to the CPU voltage, and we're gonna try to set it to 1.0 and see if it. You know what? Maybe I'll start with 1.1 because I haven't had a 3900X that's done 1.0 for a while. Actually, let's just try 1.0. Maybe I got a good one. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the main. We're gonna exit. We're gonna save changes and exit, and let's see how it goes. Alright, Hive's installing. Let's see how it goes. See if it crashes or not. Alright, it's stable and mining. I'm gonna call this one complete. It's still weird that the case doesn't close with it, but I don't really think I care enough right now. Maybe one day I'll just take the top and store it somewhere. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was definitely an interesting one. This is CPU number 7. So we are now at 6 3900Xs, 1 5600 or 5900X, and theoretically a 5800X I mine on sometimes. But yeah, that's it. I'm very happy with this build. I think since I have 2 more motherboards, I'll go hunt for some cheap 3900Xs. I'm not gonna like dig for them, but if I see someone that lists it, I'll go for it. And you know, the gentleman who sold me this one replied to one of my ads that was kind of old, so I guess he just wanted to get rid of it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. CPU farming is going great. I'm gonna do some more CPU mining content. Again, I'm no rabbit, but I'm certainly gonna start learning and digging into it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Recruit Man out.